Well, how do, Sugaroo? I haven't had a chance to be down on the beach for a while now. Just sorting loads of shit out, and on my days off I've had stuff to do. Like I had my last appointment with the specialist to do with my injury claim. So hopefully that should all come to an end soon, and I'll get my money! Cash money! It is the nicest day today. Honestly, it is warm. It's still sunny. It feels a bit like spring, but it can't be because we haven't even had the winter yet. I think I've seen frost, 3 or 4 times this year. We haven't actually had any storms for a little while now, so I don't think there'll be too much on the beach. Look at that crow. Fuck off! Yeah, there's not a lot though. What should I need to mention? Stickers are going to be available hopefully within 10 days. T-shirts. Remember I said I was trying to find someone to do them? I found someone. Yet another biker run family business. So yeah, both the stickers and T-shirts are being produced by family run businesses, small businesses that are bikers. So I think that is brilliant because it helps me out, helps them out, helps you out because you want the T-shirts. It's a perfect situation. I've had a little bit of criticism from some people on the beach videos. Not the normal criticism of like people saying that's not what you should be doing. So I've had people suggesting that I should be not making jokes about the dead starfish and stuff on the beach, and it's part of a mass extinction that's going on in our seas to do with the Fukushima radiation leak, you know. And I have talked about this before, but I want to make a big point of it now. Because I've found lots of people throughout the internet doing this, and it's just really gets on my wick. As Alice Cooper says, it's the little things. I was watching a live show of Alice Cooper on BBC 4 the other night, about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was just like, my God, this man is like the living dead. I love Alice Cooper, he's a brilliant guy. People ask me to talk about my music tastes. I'm very much into metal, but I'm also calming and mellowing a little bit, because I've found that if you want to be in a good mood and, you know, you want to just have a nice peaceful day, listening to metal sometimes isn't right. It has its place, but sometimes I need something a bit more cheery. And then I listen to things like Wax, Bliss and SO. I can't believe Bliss and SO aren't bigger in the UK. Australian sort of cool guy group, you know, sort of adventure riders, motocrossers, BMXers, skaters, you know, that sort of the genre of people. They've got some very, very cool positive songs. That's what I like in the music, is positivity. You know, sometimes you can listen to music and concentrate in the negativity, and that sometimes isn't good for your happiness. Bit of rap. I have quite an eclectic mix. I like some old stuff, I like some new stuff. So yeah, completely off subject, but yeah, basically that's my sort of music tastes. Anyway, back to Fukushima. Let's have a look on this beach. Right, as I say, one of the comments is saying that I shouldn't be making jokes about the dead starfish on the beach, etc., etc., as it's part of this mass extinction due to Fukushima. That pisses me off a little bit. You see, this person is a perfect example of someone who is jumped on a bandwagon with no knowledge of the subject and is again trying to tell people with knowledge of the subject, you know, and who've actually not just looked into it but studied stuff to do with wildlife stuff. And you know, I've experienced these things over the years. They've latched on to this Fukushima thing, and I admit it's a very, very bad situation. Yes, it is poisoning parts of the sea, and a lot of the sea. It is also a lot worse than we realise, or at least a lot worse than maybe the Chinese are making out. Japanese, sorry. That's a kite surfing harness part. I might go and give that to the kite surfing shop on the way home, see if anyone's lost it, because they're not cheap, I know that much. See, those starfish washing up on the beach is not a result of nuclear radiation. It is not caused by poisoning. If that was true, so it was caused by poisoning, not necessarily from that far away, but more local, yeah, you'd see lots more wildlife poisoned. But what they're doing is they're seeing something and just assigning it to the radiation leak with no knowledge of the fucking subject. You know, like I said, 2012, the dead red-winged blackbirds in America falling out of the sky. People were just assigning that to the end of the world because they wanted it to fit their theory. Oh, fucking hell, it's hot. I mean, actually, I'm unpleasantly hot. I'm looking forward to getting moving. It's very weird this time of the year. Gloves. I put my gloves in my bag, I've put my gloves in my bag. Why do we do these things? You see, I've got these and my keys because what I tend to do is put my key in my pocket and put my gloves on and then can't get my key out. So then I've got these, which really help. So basically what I'm getting at here is, one, no, the starfish on the beach is nothing to do with Fukushima. It is completely normal. It happens every time there's a storm during the winter. It is normal. 2, 2, it is nature. In the same way that an adult lion may rip a baby lion to pieces, it is nature. You should not assign human emotion to that. If you're going to be, debate these things, you can't assign human emotion to it. You know, through my life of watching wildlife, I've seen some horrible things. Sparrowhawks, for instance, catching collared doves, pinning them to the ground and ripping their innards out while the bird is still alive. You know, some people might say, well, you should have scared that hawk off. Well, I can't do that because it's the hawk's dinner. If I did that, I might endanger the hawk. So, as I say, nature is not a nice thing, and sometimes things die. That's also why I have a slightly sort of, not messed up, but, you know, a different view on life and death than some people have. I'm not afraid of death. It's just a natural part of life, and I'm not particularly upset by it. If the way that someone died was a natural and a normal way for someone to die, then I can accept that easily. Obviously, I do get upset about very close friends and, you know, and people that shouldn't have left this world in that way, whether it was too early, it was unfair, or, you know, something like that. Do you know, I'm getting sick of this. Do you remember I said, I'm actually going to pick this one up, I don't normally do this, but, yeah, this is really starting to piss me off. In the past few weeks of looking on the beach, oh my god, look, there's a tiny lobster tail. It's a really small one. Still got some meat in there. Fucking stinks. I have found about 8 of these now. Not always been on camera because I do come and have a look sometimes, and sometimes the videos don't become videos, or I don't have the camera with me. And I found so many fucking syringes. How are these ever getting into the fucking sea? When I was a child, and the problem is I don't even know what to do with this now. The most sensible, logical thing to do with it. Yes, I do. Be very fucking careful, that's one thing. Disconnect the needle, throw the needle in, because that will sink. It did sink. This bit, I couldn't give 2 shits about, because you can't stab yourself with a piece of plastic. Okay, I just want to add this bit in, because I know some people might be surprised that I threw that needle back in the sea, but I'd like to explain why in this situation I felt okay doing that. 1, the saline environment of the sea will destroy any viruses on or in that needle very quickly. Also, this is a beach where people do not regularly swim from, especially in the winter. So by the time it gets around to the summer where there may be someone swimming off of there, the sea will have destroyed this needle. I will add that the tip of it, which you couldn't see in the video, was actually already bent over slightly, so it was being dulled very quickly. So I felt that in this situation, the best thing I can do is throw it back in the sea, let the sea clean and destroy the needle, because there's nothing else I can do with it, and I don't want to leave it on the beach. If you've watched some of my earlier videos, you know that as a child, I had to inject myself every day for 10 years. It was to do with growth hormone replacement therapy because I have an abnormal brain, as you may have gathered by watching my videos. And not one of my needles would have ended up in the sea. They were put in sharps boxes and they were, you know, sent away. That doesn't look like the type of needle used by someone for drugs. That looks like the type of needle used by someone with diabetes or something like that. And they're the ones I keep finding. And now I'm starting to question, how is this medical waste getting into the sea? Okay, if I can get this brick to skim, will you leave me a like? You think it's impossible to skim a brick? It's not. Yes, other side. It doesn't necessarily have to be a flat stone to be able to skim it, even the slightly rounded one. Flattish stones from a distance, they normally work. This is something else that really fucks me off. The amount of plastic in the sea. If you look here, we've got straws, lolly sticks, and these things, these are the real nightmare. And there is millions, billions, trillions, fucking numbers I couldn't even imagine of these. These little pellets are from the injection moulding process of plastic. These look very much like fish eggs. And they float. And the problem is, birds, other animals, fish, eat these. It poisons them. It can fill their stomachs up to the point that they can't actually digest proper nutrient food. The plastic is also creating artificial hormones, which are making some shellfish, I think it is, basically become hermaphrodites so they can't breed. And it's just everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. I could stop at any point and I'll find one. And the problem is, this is a problem we can't fix. It's too big. It's too far. We fucked it. We absolutely fucked it. There is nothing we can do about it. You know, the plastic in the sea compared to Fukushima is just as big a problem. Both situations are out of hand. You can't change what's already happened. You can only control if any more get added. And unfortunately, in both situations, it's going to happen. Because no one's really fixing that radiation leak at the moment. Probably, see, the problem with the plastic pellets, the way they get in the sea is that they are pumped on and off the ship using water. Because obviously they float, they can pump them through from ship to land. Well, sometimes some of that gets into the sea. Okay, well, I think I've addressed all the things I wanted to address, and addressed all the things I didn't know I was going to address and undress, but that wasn't on camera. So I will catch you next time. Oh, you're right. I found this on the beach, and I think it's from a kite surfing kit. I wouldn't have thought if I give it to you, there's more chance of you finding its owner than me.
Okay, cool, thank you.
No worries. I know they're not cheap, so who knows.
Nice one, thank you.
No worries. There we go. That is my good deed done for the day. Hopefully it will get back to its owner. And I suppose if it doesn't, it gets to someone who might, you know, be able to have some use out of it. And yeah, I agree with you, it's not a nice sounding thing. However, there is a reason why they do it. Now, it's not me justifying it or agreeing with it. I'm just saying this is why these things happen.